All right, this tutorial is on section 4.1 of the Big Ideas titled Translations. We're going to begin our transformations unit. So being able to perform translations, pretty straightforward learning objective for this tutorial. Main core concept is the idea of a vector. A vector is a quantity that has both direction and magnitude, or another word for magnitude is size, and is represented in a coordinate plane by an arrow drawn from one point to another. So those 2 points are called the initial point and the terminal point, or you may hear the other words of starting point or ending point. So notice in this diagram, we're starting at the point P, and we are traveling along this vector to our ending point Q. And that vector is described as 5 units to the right and 3 units up. We're going to be using these vectors a lot for our translations in the rest of the section. So in the diagram, name the vector and write its component form. So it looks like we're starting at the initial point J and then translating up to the coordinate point K. So there's our starting point, or initial point is another way we can describe that. And moving to our terminal point, which is K. So the vector is the line JK. It's going to look like the ray symbol that we've used before when describing lines. Mainly it tells you the order when you're starting at J and moving to point K. So to move from the initial point J to the terminal point K, you are moving 3 units to the right and 4 units up. So those are your direction and your magnitude, or how far and in what direction. So the component form for that is going to be 3, 4 with these brackets on either side of those numbers. So transformation is just a function that moves or changes a figure in a way that produces a new figure that is called the image. Another way we can describe what we start with is called the pre-image. And transformations are going to be the focus of what we do the rest of this chapter. And this one is going to be called the translation, is what we're focusing on today. And that moves every point of a figure, could be a line, could be a shape, could be anything, the same distance and the same direction. So notice right here, we're given the line segment PQ, and then it is translating up and to the right for our new points P and Q, which is our image. The blue line is our pre-image, the red line is our image. So given the vertices of a triangle are 0, 3, 2, 4, 1, 0, translate that triangle using the vector 5, -1. Well, first we're going to start with what the graph of the triangle ABC looks like. So we're going to go ahead and use the coordinate plane, plot those 3 points A, B, and C, and then we're going to use the vector to move 5 units to the right and 1 unit down, since that -1 tells our direction of down. Then we're going to label the image vertices for our new point. So we're going to take each point individually, one by one. We're going to start with point A, move it 5 units to the right, and then 1 unit down for our new coordinate point. Then we're going to do the same thing with our coordinate point B. 5 units to the right and 1 unit down. And then finally our C. So those are the new image of the triangle ABC. Go ahead and connect the dots. And it should be the exact same shape, just moved in a different area. So now we're going to move on to a quadrilateral. And a different way to describe a vector is an addition or an algebraic expression of what you're going to do to your coordinate points. Instead of counting, you could just use arithmetic to your original coordinate points. So first we're going to go ahead and plot our quadrilateral A, B, C, and D. Then we're going to find the coordinates of those vertices of the new image. And assuming that our new image is going to be x plus 3, we're going to take our x coordinates and just add 3 to them. So starting with our -1, we're going to take -1 plus 3. And then we're going to do the exact same thing with our y's. We're going to take our 2 and go 2 minus 1 to get our new coordinate points with every single one. So -1 plus 3 gives us 2, and 2 minus 1 gives us 1. And then we're going to do the same thing with our b points. C. Again, we're adding 3 to the x and subtracting 1 to the y. Then you're going to take all those new image points, your new A, B, C, and D, and plot those, connect the dots, and it should look like the same shape, just moved into a different spot on the graph.